Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
Barbie. We love her, and for good reason. Ever since the year 1959, Barbie has been in the hearts of many children all throughout their years as growing up.
I remember being a little girl on Christmas morning waiting to see what Santa brought me. And if it was a dream house, a plane, a camper, or just the holiday Barbie doll, every single time I unwrapped it, I had a huge smile on my face.
And that's no surprise. One of the main things that people love about Barbie is just the fact that she can be anything. Whether you dress her up to go camping or dress her up to have another sleepover. Barbies are flexible and represent a lot of different things for a lot of different people.
She can be anything we want her to be. She can be a doctor, a veterinarian. She could be a mother, a fashionista. You know, Barbie is childhood. She is girlhood. She is mother. And now, this Barbie is
A movie star. Ever since its release, Barbie has been setting records as for everything she's represented as her dolls, as you mentioned earlier. So when the Barbie movie was released and announced to release on July 21st, 2023, it was met with a lot of confusion. Barbie, as we all know, stood for the traditional idea of what it meant to be a woman, and at the same time, Barbies were also considered to be very girly. So when the idea of a movie came to existence, it was met with a lot of confusion and questions. The main one being, how do you make something that's so widely known and representative of so many different things into a movie? That answered the first question of the Barbie movie when it first came out in terms of its publicity. And how exactly would it look? Would it look comical or would it be more serious? How do you make Barbie serious? As the director Greta Gerwig goes to talk about this, but we'll talk about that later. Going back to the idea of the Barbie movie, one of the main things was the idea of publicity and expectations from it. A lot of people didn't know what to expect from it. They expected to not perform well. They expected not to be good, whether it be because of the fact that it was a female-focused movie or the fact that it was about a random doll. There was a lot of questions in the air about what exactly a Barbie movie would represent and how exactly would it go to be performing in a box office. Then with that, one of the main important things of how the Barbie movie succeeded was after its release, it showed to prove its expectations wrong and proceeded to be one of the best performing movies of this year. And one reason why this Barbie movie decided to and succeeded in doing this is because of their director Greta Gerwig and the way she made her characters. Her three main characters in this movie being the mother, the Barbie doll itself, and her daughter all represent different ways of feminism, and that is one of the main strengths of this movie in terms of making it a feminist film in that sense. One of the main characters, Barbie, the stereotypical Barbie as she's known as, represents this idea of past feminism and how females used to have feminism, and how the idea of like, yes, you can embody anything, and yes, females can do a lot of different things. But it was shown in the movie of how, even though Barbie thought this was, she was isolated in her own world, and she thought females were making all these regressions, and they were like embodying the way she was. But then as Barbie goes through the movie, she realizes this is not the case. This shows the idea of the mother character in this movie, where she is this idea of kind of more current feminism, and the idea of making these strides and showing these hardships that females face every day, and how much work they truly have to put in every day. Then finally, her daughter, representing this newer generation of feminism, pushing against the grain and fighting against these norms, but also being more aware of how these traditions need to be broken. And all three of these characters represent these different facets of feminism and a perfect unification in the film in general. But I know we talked about the characters, but what about the director? What about Greta Gerwig?
Greta Gerwig is an American actress, screenwriter, and director. She went to college at Barnard in New York City, where she studied English, but she always had a fascination with musical theater. In her free time, she took up acting in small, kind of student-run plays, movies, TV shows, etc., and she also took up screenwriting and playwriting. She entered Hollywood as an actress in very small roles, nothing too big, and then she transitioned to writing with screenwriter and director Joe Swanberg, which she then transitioned to screenwriting with her now partner Noah Baumbach, and then she decided to do it on her own. Greta Gerwig is known for period dramas and coming of age stories. That is her niche. That is what she does. And in her first film that she did, which was Lady Bird, that came out in 2017, she really exemplified and she wrote a character that went against every single societal norm that you could think of. She didn't have a good home life. She was weird and quirky, but that was okay. And she made it so that even though she was all of these things and she didn't have a good home life, whatever, she was still an independent woman who made the decisions that ran the course of her life. And then in one of her most famous films, which is the 2019 adaptation of Louisa May Alcott's Little Women, you have 4 strong female characters who are all different, but they're all strong and independent and feminists in their own right. So not only does Greta Gerwig focus on coming-of-age stories and period dramas, but she focuses on feminism. She is known for creating, writing, and all of these strong female characters who symbolize different forms of feminism. Because, like I said, Lady Bird is quirky, it doesn't fit all of the societal norms, and then you have characters like Jo March who are strong, and she doesn't like marriage. She doesn't want the thought of a man bringing her down, which is completely wrong for the time that the book and film are set in. And then that foils with Meg March, who only wants to get married. She just wants that family. She wants the comfort of being loved. And feminism is such a huge aspect in Greta Gerwig's films because it compares to other Hollywood forms of feminism where it's just a woman in a power position. That isn't feminism. That's just a one straight line of what people think feminism is, but there's all types of feminism because it's all about a woman being true to herself without caring what other people think. A woman can be a mother and that is it. A woman can be in a position of power and that's all she wants to be. Or a woman can be anything she wants to be, just like Barbie. Barbie can be anything we want her to be because that's what we want. That's what feminism is. So when Greta Gerwig signed on to write and direct the 2023 Barbie film, it was perfect because that's what she does already. Oh, welcome back, Barbie.
Thanks, Barbie. Barbie. From doll to movie to wherever she becomes in the future, the Barbie dolls have continued to not only represent a lot in our society, from not only their dolls to being whatever they want them to be, to even in the movie to taking on more serious tones. Barbie has been through a lot.
I know, and it's hard to imagine what the Barbie movie would have become if Greta Gerwig didn't write and direct it. I mean, this movie's success has brought Gerwig to be the first female director to ever hit $1 billion in the domestic box office. It's a huge hit, and without her dedication and just heart that she poured into the dialogue and making these characters what they are right now, the movie probably wouldn't have been as successful as it was.
That's so true. But let's remember, this movie is still just a part of the continual movement of feminism. But not only just feminism, but various things that our society still needs to work on and continue to work on daily. And the Barbie movie is just another step in that process.